You ever notice how sometimes your peace isn't stolen? It's given away. Not because you're weak, not because you're naive, but because you keep holding on to people who've already shown you they don't value your energy. Some people aren't meant to stay. They're meant to teach. And if you keep entertaining the wrong ones, you'll block the right ones from even finding you. Today, let's talk about the 3 types of people you must delete from your life, not out of hate, but out of self-respect. You ever meet someone who walks into a room and instantly the air feels lighter? Then there are others, the moment they show up, it feels like the room itself sighs. That's not coincidence. That's the difference between people who pour into you and people who drain you. The first type you've got to delete is the energy leech. The one who never gives, only takes. They don't come waving a red flag that says, I'm toxic. No, they come softly, usually with a story, a need, a problem that never seems to end. And at first, it feels good to help. You care. You want to be there. But then weeks turn into months, and suddenly you realize you're the only one doing the giving. So they call when they need something. They text when they're down. They vent when they're angry. And somehow you've become their therapist, their rescuer, their emotional trash can. But when you need them, silence, excuses, disappearing acts. And here's the truth, energy leeches don't have to be bad people to be bad for you. They might not even realize what they're doing, but that doesn't change the effect. You start managing their moods, carrying their problems, feeling guilty for saying no. That's the trap. Because as long as you feel bad for putting yourself first, they'll always come first. You'll even feel it physically. Your stomach drops when you see their name pop up. You sigh before answering. You already know you'll end that conversation drained. But you tell yourself, they need me. No, they need boundaries, and you need your peace. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Loyalty doesn't mean self-sacrifice. It means mutual respect. When the giving stops being mutual, it stops being healthy. You can care deeply and still choose distance. You can wish them well and still walk away. That's not cold. That's clarity, because being kind doesn't mean being available to everyone. Peace isn't found. It's preserved. Now, the second type of person you need to delete is the quiet manipulator, the one who doesn't shout, but still controls. They don't take your peace by force. They take it by guilt. They twist your kindness until you start thinking you're the problem. They'll say things like, I just thought you were different, or, wow, I didn't expect that from you, when all you did was stand up for yourself. They make you question your tone, your choices, even your worth. And that's what makes them dangerous. They erode your confidence one subtle moment at a time. You'll start apologizing when you did nothing wrong. You'll explain your boundaries to someone who's committed to misunderstanding them. And that's how they win, by making you think you owe them an explanation. But you can't fix someone who benefits from your confusion. They don't want clarity, they want control. Once you see that, you stop playing their game. You don't need to argue or prove your point. Manipulators feed on your reaction. That's their power. But silence. Silence starves control. Because not every battle is worth fighting. Not every connection is worth keeping. And if someone only values you when they can control you, losing them isn't a loss. It's liberation. Then there's the envious friend, the one who claps, but the sound never reaches their eyes. They don't need to shout their jealousy. You can feel it. Their tone shifts when you share good news. Their smiles tighten when you succeed. And here's what hurts: envy rarely comes from enemies. It comes from the people close enough to see your progress, the ones who liked you better when you were struggling. Your growth reminds them of the effort they refused to make. So they downplay your wins. Must be nice. You got lucky? Yeah, but it's not that big of a deal. They don't want your failure. They just can't stand your success. And soon you start shrinking your light just to keep them comfortable in their darkness. That's how envy poisons peace. It makes you feel guilty for growing. But listen, real friends don't get quiet when you win. They cheer louder. Fake ones disappear when life gets good. And you can't love someone enough to erase their jealousy. If someone's love depends on you staying small, it's not love, it's limitation. You can forgive them, but you can't keep them close. Because proximity to envy poisons your spirit. Then there are the chaos creators, the people who live in drama. Doesn't matter where they go, what they do, chaos follows. not by accident, but by design. They're addicted to dysfunction because peace feels boring to them. They'll start fights, twist stories, stir tension, anything to keep the spotlight. Drama is their fuel, and if you stay close, they'll burn your peace to keep their fire alive. But you can't calm someone who thrives in chaos. When you stop reacting, they'll call you cold. That's okay. Peace doesn't need an audience. Chaos does. And the moment you stop entertaining it, it dies. Finally, beware the almost person, the one who gives you just enough to keep you hopeful, but never enough to make you secure. They almost show up, almost try, almost care. But almost is what keeps you stuck, waiting for potential instead of accepting reality. They apologize, promise to change, say the right things, but never follow through. You end up carrying both sides of the relationship. You start confusing potential for proof. But love, loyalty, friendship, they don't need convincing. They need consistency. It's letting go of almost isn't giving up. It's waking up. It's realizing half effort is still less than enough. Because when you stop chasing almost, you make space for always. And when you finally delete the wrong people, the leeches, the manipulators, the envious, the chaotic, the almosts, your life gets quieter, not empty, quieter. And in that quiet, you start to heal. You start to hear your own thoughts again. You remember who you were before you had to explain yourself just to feel seen. Peace doesn't come from adding more. It comes from removing what drains you. So delete, not with bitterness, but with peace. Not to prove a point, but to protect your purpose. Because not everyone is meant to walk with you into your next chapter. Some people are lessons, not lifetimes. And when you finally let go of what holds you back, you'll realize peace was never lost. It was just waiting for you to stop giving it away.